Good morning, Atlanta Road Alliance Church. I am coming to you today from the sanctuary or the main meeting room here at Atlanta Road. And you can see behind me on this rainy end of the week that there's some work being done in this room. We're upgrading the sound area to give us a little more capabilities and a better ability to do what we need to do both on Sunday morning and for streaming and recording. But as I looked at this week, it reminded me of a couple things. Whenever you see construction and things that change, one of the things that's necessary for construction to happen is things have to be deconstructed first. You know this if you've done anything in your house, that when you get to the place where you need to build something, you almost always have to tear something else out before you can put something in. Sometimes you can do cosmetic things, sometimes you can just do a little bit, but every once in a while, to get where you need to go and to have what you want to have, you have to pull things apart. And it struck me that as we were doing this in this small project here, this is such a perfect picture of what God does in our lives all the time. He's always at work, he's always doing new things, and he's looking for us to cooperate in the process. And if we don't do that, we end up in a place where all the old things are all we ever have, and we never have anything new, and we're stuck in the past, and our effectiveness becomes reduced as we do. And so as we move into this next season, as we get through 2020 and all that's been associated with it and into 2021, there are lots of new things that are going to be happening. And I want us to embrace God's construction process as we do that. So there's three areas that's going to happen. I just want to tell you about them here in the next minute or so. The first is, and we talked about this already, we want to be a church where we continually grow in how we know God. We want to grow in our ability to disciple. Discipleship is simply moving from unbelief to belief in every single area of life. And that's a lifelong process. And so that's what we want to encourage. That's what we want to have happen. And so that's what we're going to be doing. So there's going to be some new things that we're going to be doing. There's going to be an increased emphasis on prayer in our church, not just on a Sunday morning, but we want to actually model more prayer. We want to do seeking God in this. Everything starts there. Without prayer, everything we do is just the wind, chasing after the wind, as it says in Scripture. And so we're going to be doing that. We're going to be investing in leadership development, very intentional processes for that. And we're going to be doing some seminars on learning more about ourselves, because self-awareness in a lot of cases and about who we are is a gateway to spiritual growth, and that never changes. Second area is we always want to look at how we learn to love each other better. That means building a culture where we engage as a family on mission. And so there's going to be several things we're going to be doing in the year ahead. One is going to be tied up in building into small groups. We believe that the life of the church is in the relationships we have with each other, and we want to continue to build that, so you'll be hearing more about that in the new year. We want to do some things like some peacemaking training. We want to be a church that has a culture of good conflict resolution, and there'll be a couple other things like that, including some large group gatherings. We'll have more to tell you about that for a celebration service and so on in late January. Third, we want to grow in how we love the world around us. In my short time here, there's been so many opportunities thrown at us of things we could do, of things that we could engage in. And what I've noticed is there are so many people in our church that are already engaging in a whole variety of things. And that's fantastic, and I want you to continue to do that. But as a church family, we need to leverage our facilities, our talents, and our time in a smaller number of places so that we can have the greatest impact for the world together and love the world that way. And so we're going to be looking at some of those things there. And as we do, I encourage you to talk to me, reach out, email me, call me, set up a meeting. I love to hear your feedback. Because as we go forward, I just want you to remember, we can do a lot by ourselves, but we can do a lot more together. So I look forward to this season, what's coming. I encourage you, jump in with me, and we'll see what God can do. Have a great weekend. See you Sunday.